What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video, I'll be reviewing Chapter 71 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, titled Hindrance. So the chapter starts off with Code trying to kill Amato, but Amato says, Eida, a word, it's about Kawaki. And Aida's like, what about Kawaki? And Amato basically says Kawaki is his ace, and Code tries to interrupt and basically says, he's just stalling, he's bluffing, or whatever. Eida tells Code not to interfere, not to interrupt, and Code tries to kill Amato anyways. And Eida basically says Daemon, and then Daemon stops Code. Code then attacks Daemon, seemingly with killer intent, and he says, "Oh, Daemon reflected my killer intent." But yeah, so Daemon reflected. Then Eida warns Code that if he becomes a hindrance to her, she will dispose of him. And Amato brings up, Eida being invited to the Hidden Leaf Village because Code was thinking like a hindrance, me. Like he seemed confused, like that he was being called a hindrance just after he got this new power up. And Amato basically says that, yeah, Eida was invited to the Hidden Leaf Village, and that would be a chance for her to basically, build a relationship with Kawaki. But if she continues to be associated with you, then she'll ruin that chance, the chance that the Hidden Leaf Village gave her to, come into their village and to basically form a relationship with Kawaki. So that's basically what Amato was explaining to Code, and he was explaining how basically Code is a hindrance to Aida's goal of getting with Kawaki, basically. And then Code gets extremely mad, and he tries to kill Amato again because he thinks Amato is trying to split him and Eida up. And Daemon pushes Code back. And then we have a scene where Shikamaru is talking to Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke. Those are the only characters that are talking. Shikamaru, Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke. And Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke are all seen standing next to each other. And then we see Kawaki. And the reason why I said Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke were all seen standing next to each other is because I didn't see Kawaki standing next to them. And then we seen Kawaki on that same page, but he wasn't standing next to them. So I don't know if Kawaki's hearing the full conversation because he didn't speak at all in the conversation. So maybe he's just listening, or maybe he's not. Maybe like he's in a separate room or something like that. But if he did hear the conversation, then it could kind of lessen the effectiveness of what Eida did in the previous chapters, where she basically left in the previous chapter because Kawaki was coming into the room. And and she didn't she was thinking like most likely the reason why she left is because, yeah, she knew Kawaki was coming. Well, we already know that's the reason why she left. But the thing is, Kawaki getting there and seeing that Eida is, kind of like engaged, like, first of all, seeing that she's basically partnered up with Code, and she's kind of like engaging in, activities against the Hidden Leaf Village, like, against Shikamaru and Amato. That will probably anger Kawaki and get him to not like Eida. So it was very smart for her to decide to leave when she did. However, if, Kawaki is hearing this entire conversation, which to me is not really clear if Kawaki is hearing this conversation. You guys can comment this down in the comment section below if you think Kawaki's in another room, or if you think he's actually there and he's hearing the conversation. But if he hears the conversation, then he basically already knows what Eida did, and the fact that Eida is kind of like an enemy to the Hidden Leaf Village, so it could lessen the effectiveness of what Eida did in the previous chapter. So that's my thoughts on that. But basically, Shikamaru is explaining to Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke that, he explained Aida's power, that like she basically enchants people if you look at her. And he, also, Sasuke questions, basically like he questions Shikamaru about like if she's another cyborg or whatever. And basically Shikamaru thinks that he basically says that he thinks she might be one of the cyborgs that was supposed to be, disposed of, or basically one of the cyborgs that was supposed to be disposed of because they were stronger than Jigen. And then Shikamaru also mentions Daemon. He brings up Daemon. He said, also it seems like Code has at least one other partner who's also seemingly one of those cyborgs, is what Shikamaru was saying. So they have another cyborg enemy, and he was talking about Daemon because he brings up how he's seen Code use somebody to basically counter Kawaki when he was fighting Kawaki. And so yeah, that was the case with that. He basically brought up Daemon. And then basically after that, Daemon, we had a fight with Daemon. It was a fight between Daemon and Code. That fight continued. Eida basically says that she only helped Code because she basically says she only helped Code because he freed her. That's the only reason why she helped him get his powers back. But she says, she says that, hey, I'm grateful to you for freeing me. So, and she said, I'm thankful to you for freeing me. That's why I helped you get your powers back. But I think it's best that we, basically split up, or, it's best that we basically end this. So that's pretty much what Eida tells Code. And yeah, she tells Code that. And then Daemon says that, Code is basically like, hey, don't you still need my power and stuff like that? Or don't you still want my power? And Eida says, no, thanks. She also says, whether you're, and Code also tells Eida, I love you. Don't you need my power and stuff like that? And I love you from the bottom of my heart. Eida basically says no thanks about needing his power. She basically says no, she don't need his power and she don't want his power. And she said no, she says she don't really care if his love is true, like if it's real or if it's, because of her ability, like if it's real or fake. She really don't care because she don't like Code's attitude, his self-serving attitude. So that's basically what she tells Code. And then Daemon says, basically, don't worry. Whether it's Aozusuke or anybody else, I'll protect Big Sis. That's pretty much what Daemon says. So he basically says that in response to Code asking Eida, don't she still need his power? And yeah, so that's what happened with that. And then Bug, then Daemon starts fighting Code again because Code was thinking like, oh, so we'll see who the real hindrance is. Eida only needs one ace, or no, he says Eida only needs basically one person to guard her or whatever. So yeah, and then he basically tries to fight Daemon, and then Bug shouts out Daemon's secret, the secret to his ability, and that's the fact that he needs to touch, in order to deflect someone's killer intent, their attacks and stuff. He needs to touch them first. He actually needs to touch them in order to deflect their killer intent, like their attacks and stuff. So Cole uses this information. He tries to attack Daemon from behind and stuff like that. And Daemon is too fast for him. Daemon just kicks him around and pretty much just no diffs him. He pretty much easily beats him up and stuff like that. And then, and the reason why Bug told Code that is because he wants Code and Daemon to basically kill each other essentially. And then Code, and then after, Code gets beat up by Eida. I mean, not Eida. Code gets beat up by Daemon. He pretty much, kind of retreats. He used his claw marks to basically get away from Daemon. And then he went to where Bug was. And then basically he tells, him and Eida basically split up at that point. Eida basically, says it's time to end things or whatever. Basically, she was basically telling him not to get in her way. And she will kill him, basically, if he does try to get in her way. And Cole basically tells Eida his goal about trying to plant the tree and get the fruit and stuff like that. And then once he becomes an Aozusuke, after he eats the fruit, he will know if his feelings for Eida is, how he really feels about Eida, if he really wants to love her or if he wants to kill her. And then Cole takes Bug and then he leaves. He retreats out of the little hideout that he was in, and he takes Bug with him. Daemon tried to attack Code before he retreated, but Code, left before he left with his claw marks. Amato starts talking about Kawaki again. Eida basically tells Amato to tell her more about what he was talking about Kawaki being his ace and stuff like that. And Amato basically says that Kawaki is his ace because nobody in the Hidden Leaf can oppose Kawaki besides him, because he put a shutdown command in Kawaki, and the only one who can use it is him. And Eida basically asks, why didn't you do that beforehand? Why did you just now do that or whatever? And Amato basically says it's because Jigen wouldn't let him put such a command inside of someone who he viewed as a precious vessel. And then Amato, says, but he basically says that shutdown command is basically only insurance to him, but his real objective is different. And Eida asks, she wants to know more about his real objective, but he basically tells her it's something that she got to tell. I mean, it's something that he has to tell the Hidden Leaf Village as well. So he basically suggests that they both go to the Hidden Leaf Village, and well, that they all go to the Hidden Leaf Village, and because because the thing about the shutdown command is Daemon basically mentioned, oh, I can beat up Kawaki without a sweat, and yeah, Eida basically agreed with Daemon. She said, yeah, so we don't really, they was basically saying that they don't really need a motto, but Motto was basically saying he has a plan, a different objective, that that shutdown command is just insurance, but he has a different objective, a plan with Kawaki or whatever. And yeah, so we gonna have to wait until it wasn't fully revealed in this chapter as far as what his objective with Kawaki is, but he basically suggests that they go to the Hidden Leaf Village together. And also Amato basically said that that's a, he didn't seem like he was completely sold on the idea of Daemon being able to beat up Kawaki. He was like, oh, that's an intriguing possibility type of thing. So he didn't seem like he was fully, like he fully agreed with that or whatever. But yeah, so anyways, and then at the end of the chapter, basically Code says that he wants to kill Kawaki because Kawaki takes everything away from him. First he was the proper vessel instead of him, and now he's taking Eida away from him and stuff like that. So Code essentially blames everything on Kawaki, and he says he wants to kill Kawaki's friends, everybody who loves and cares about. He wants to destroy the village, and he wants to kill Kawaki, and that's how the chapter ended. So overall, I like this chapter. I really like this chapter. I like the fact that Eida and Code is finally separated. It just makes sense for them to be separated, because I was saying in my previous review that I thought it was kind of strange that Eida didn't just take Shikamaru up on his offer, because that's a way more logical way for her to get Kawaki to be romantically attracted or interested in her, is to, stay in the Hidden Leaf Village and try to build a bond with Kawaki. So I was, in one of my previous reviews, I mentioned it was kind of strange that she decided not to take Shikamaru up on his offer. However, I did say that it did make sense that she didn't want, Kawaki to see her, engaging in like a kind of like engaging in a fight, or, kind of doing something against the Hidden Leaf Village. So that's why she decided to leave with Code when she did. But now it seems like she's going to try to go back to the Hidden Leaf Village and basically form a, bond with Kawaki and stuff like that, and take Shikamaru up on his offer. Now, if Kawaki heard the conversation that Shikamaru had with Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke, that whole thing that I said about it kind of making a little bit more sense why Eida decided to leave is going to be kind of negated, because Kawaki's going to know that she's a enemy to the Hidden Leaf Village. And Aida's going to have to work a lot harder to get Kawaki to like her at that point, because he's going to know that she was, basically that she was, associated with Code, who's the same guy who was, trying to kill Naruto and stuff. So, and it wouldn't be Aida's fault if it's, negated. Eida, what she did was still smart on her end, because she was trying to basically make sure that she don't ruin her chances with Kawaki. So what she did was still smart on her end, because she had no way of knowing or predicting that. Like she basically didn't know if Kawaki was going to find out about what she did. She had no way of knowing that. So what she did was still probably the smartest thing she could have done on her end. And now it seems like she's making another smart decision, which is to go to the Hidden Leaf Village right now. Now, the thing that I just thought about is maybe Eida might go under a different name. Like maybe she might change her name or introduce herself as a different name to Kawaki. So Kawaki doesn't think that so Kawaki doesn't know that she's the one who was partnered up with Code. That could be a way to, to basically rectify this potential problem. Because Shikamaru did mention Eida by name, like he actually mentioned her name. So maybe if she like changed her name, that could be a way to like kind of rectify this little problem. Or maybe like if she's allied with the Hidden Leaf Village, maybe Kawaki might forgive her for teaming up with Code if he understands what her actual objective was, and that was to get to meet him or whatever. So those could be potential ways to kind of like rectify the problem. I just want to add that in there. I like Code and Eida being split up. I was kind of making fun of Code in one of my previous reviews. Like, the guy's an absolute joke. Like, I was even saying, like, even if he does get his limiters taken off, he's not going to be stronger than Eida and Daemon. He's not going to be able to do anything to Eida. I said that in my previous review. There's a lot of people who was trying to hype up his power and stuff like that. And I kept on telling you all that it was some people who was acting like he was the strongest character in the verse, and it was some people acting like he was stronger than Ishiki. But no, and actually in this chapter it was stated that he's just stronger than Jigen. By basically Daemon said, oh, you do seem stronger than Jigen. And I think somebody else said he seems stronger than Jigen or whatever. Now, it was just stated that he was stronger than Jigen. Keep in mind, that's not confirmation of him being stronger than Ishiki. Because I've seen a lot of people back, like probably about a year ago, it was a lot of people hyping up Code and trying to claim that he was stronger than Ishiki Aotsutsuki. And I was debating these people, and those people have been thoroughly debunked by the series and by the dialogue in the series. Obviously, they've been thoroughly debunked. So I was proven to be correct about that stuff, about Code not being stronger than Ishiki, because it was actually some people trying to debate me and trying to argue the fact that they was trying to argue and try to prove that Code is stronger than Ishiki, which doesn't make any sense at all. And in this chapter, it was basically reiterated that Code only seems stronger than Jigen. That was what Daemon stated, that he seems stronger than Jigen. And I think a couple other people stated that he seems stronger than Jigen. Now, as far as we know, there's no characters in the verse who has been stated to be stronger than Ishiki Aotsutsuki. And if somebody wants to bring up Naruto, I got to keep on reminding these people that the only reason why Naruto was capable of damaging Ishiki is because Ishiki was running low on life. So as far as what we know right now, in terms of physical power, AP and DC, destructive capability, attack potency, in terms of that stuff, Ishiki is still the strongest character in the verse. However, I still think Sasuke could have beaten him with hacks had he not been nerfed, had his hacks not been nerfed. And what I mean by that is stuff like Genjutsu, because Sasuke never used Genjutsu on Ishiki or Jigen, even though he should have and he could have. And as far as we know, Ishiki or Jigen had no Genjutsu resistant feats, and they had no counters to Genjutsu. The Byakugan is not a counter to Genjutsu. As far as we know, Ishiki doesn't have a counter to Genjutsu. And Ishiki's Dojutsu, the one with the yellow triangles, that has never been stated or shown to be able to counter Genjutsu. So I think Sasuke is the only character in this series that could beat Ishiki if Ishiki was at full power and if Sasuke wasn't nerfed in terms of hacks. And we already know Sasuke was capable of reacting to Ishiki. Then again, that was Ishiki was running low on life at that point as well. But Naruto, the reason why I brought up about Ishiki running low on life when he was fighting Naruto is because one of the abilities that the ability that the Baryon gave Naruto is to shorten the life force of whoever touches it, basically. Now, so that's all of that. That's what I gotta say about that stuff. Now, yeah, overall, I like the setup, and it seems like Eida's gonna go to the Hidden Leaf Village. She might have a harder time at getting Kawaki to like her and stuff like that if Kawaki actually did hear about what Sugimura was saying. But it seems like she's gonna be in the Hidden Leaf Village right now, and I don't know. They could be setting up for a time skip at this point, because it seems like the things are set in place. Code, if he tries to attack the Hidden Leaf Village, he most likely, first of all, like if Eida and so is right now what it seems like is Eida, Mato, and Daemon are gonna go to the Hidden Leaf Village right now. That's what it seems like. And Code also is targeting the Hidden Leaf Village. Well, he's targeting the Hidden Leaf Village. Eida, Daemon, and Amato are just trying to be a part of the Hidden Leaf Village. They're trying to help the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, Code is still going to be at a disadvantage, especially if Eida is successful in, basically being welcomed into the Hidden Leaf Village. If she's successful, her and Daemon, if they're successful in being welcomed in the Hidden Leaf Village, Code is going to have an uphill battle, bro, because we already seen that he can't do anything to Daemon. Daemon absolutely destroyed him in this chapter. So if Daemon's an ally to the Hidden Leaf Village, Code is not going to be able to do anything. He's not going to be able to kill anybody in the village. He's not going to be able to, well, he might be able to kill some people, but he's not going to be able to basically get what he wants. He's not going to be able to destroy the village and kill Kawaki and stuff like that. If, if Daemon is allied to the Hidden Leaf Village, if Daemon and Eida is allied to the Hidden Leaf Village. And remember, first of all, Eida, she loves Kawaki, so she basically forbid Code from, seeking vengeance against Kawaki. So she's gonna protect Kawaki if she's in the Hidden Leaf Village. She's gonna protect Kawaki, and Code can't do anything to Eida. He literally can't even attack her because of her ability. So with Eida in the Hidden Leaf Village, Code is not gonna be able to kill Kawaki at all. Yeah, so Code is gonna have an uphill battle. I honestly, it's hilarious how weak of a villain he is, and Kishimoto Kishimoto needs to do something to give Code an edge. Even this little power boost that Code got is not enough. It's really not enough for him to be a threatening villain. Like I said in my previous review, I believe Code is the least threatening villain I have ever seen in the Naruto franchise. And I'm talking about main villains. I'm not talking about like little henchmen and stuff like that. I'm talking about like out of the major main villains in the Naruto franchise, Code is the most unthreatening villain due to the situation that he's in, because he can't do anything against the allies of the Hidden Leaf Village. especially since Eida and Daemon seems like they're going to be an ally to the Hidden Leaf Village now. And Amato says that he's basically going to try to, mediate the situation and get them to be accepted into the village. Now, another thing I want to talk about is how cocky Daemon was in this chapter. He basically said that, hey, he basically said, you do seem stronger than Jigen when he was fighting Code. He said, you do seem stronger than Jigen, so the Hokage and Sasuke shouldn't be a match. They shouldn't be a problem, basically. He was basically saying Naruto and Sasuke shouldn't be a problem. But he basically said that doesn't matter because it doesn't matter who's number 2 or number 3 when you're number 1. And Daemon basically said he's number 1. He's basically proclaiming himself to be the strongest in the verse. And he actually mentioned that he would protect Eida even from Otsutsuki's. And like he actually said that he said he would protect Eida from Otsutsuki's. So Daemon seems extremely cocky. Now, I want to make sure, just for the people who try to power scale and stuff, you guys got to make sure you're understanding what's going on. This is Daemon being cocky. This is not a feat. I see a lot of people take statements as if they're feats, and a lot of the times it's just characters being cocky. So Daemon being cocky is not proof for him being the strongest in the verse. I highly doubt he's the strongest character in the verse. I think Ishiki is stronger than him. Ishiki's dead now, but even if you exclude Ishiki, Sasuke, I think Sasuke would easily beat Daemon just with Genjutsu alone. As far as what we know, Daemon has never showed any Genjutsu resistance feats. So I still think Sasuke and Eida are the strongest in the verse. That's what I think. Daemon, I think he might be the 3rd strongest at best. And Code, yeah, he might be the 4th. So that's what I think. Daemon being cocky, don't confuse that for him actually. Don't take his words as facts. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's the stuff with that. Overall, the chapter was a great chapter. 10 out of 10 chapter. I like the way it built up, for future events. It seems like we're probably leading to a time skip because I don't know if Code is going to attack the Hidden Leaf Village right away. And it seemed like it's going to take some time for Amato to negotiate and get, in order to get Eida and Daemon accepted into the village. So overall, this was a great chapter. 10 out of 10 in terms of story and 10 out of 10 in terms of artwork. Overall, this was a 10 out of 10 fantastic chapter of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And from what I heard, we're not going to get a new chapter in next month. From what I heard, it's going to be like a 2-month wait before we get another chapter. That's just from what I heard. So I don't know. We might have to wait until August to get another chapter of Boruto. But overall, this was a pretty great chapter, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please drop a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that channel notification bell to be notified on all of my future videos. Also, check out the community tab where you can vote on future videos that I might do. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and share the video all over the internet. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Every promise I've been praying for.